To be here between 1968 and 1972, which is when I was a student here, there was a time of turmoil both on campus and off campus.
It was a calamitous period in American history, in higher education history, and in Washington, D.C., and on the Georgetown University campus.
The memory that's most deeply embedded is standing on the roof of Loyola Hall in 1968 and watching the smoke billow from downtown Washington.
We had a number of students from outside of Washington, D.C., and in fact camping on the campus in anticipation of the huge May March the next day.
Hundreds, perhaps thousands of Georgetown students and demonstrators who were collected around Healy Circle and in the Esplanade there, and there were a row of about 200 what were in those days called civil disturbance units. These are the guys with the batons and the helmets and the shields and all that sort of stuff.
And the police ended up tear gassing the campus, and the tear gas came across the main campus by Healy and White Graven and so forth, and actually permeated the buildings. And there was so much tear gas in the buildings that they had to cancel the final exams.
I left my office as student body president and walked up through the crowds, and I walked out towards the seated units with my hands in the air so they knew I wasn't throwing anything, and asked to speak with the captain. And I said, listen, if you guys pull back, I think this crowd will disperse. The fact that you're here is what's giving some of the violent prone people an opportunity to do something.
And I'll never forget Professor Karski, who I mentioned earlier, standing there right at the gates, walking out through the gates into the tear gas. And he had these tears streaming down his eyes, and his eyes were all red. And one of the students asked him, well, why did you do something like that? And he turned around and he said, I had never experienced tear gas. So even at his age, after all the things he'd been through, he was still looking for new experiences.
Your capital is burning, and it's not 1812. We're doing it to ourselves. I mean, that was gripping.